when we're in the throes of load shedding, we do two things. So the first one is to ensure that there's a clearly articulated execution plan in the form of the energy action plan that had 5 outcomes. And the second one was leadership, just providing stewardship on the execution of that action plan. I think the three things that are present in this turnaround. So the first one is that we can't deny the fact that the fiscal support has gone a long way in helping us to ensure that we direct that capital to ensure that the fleet of generating units get to a level where they are able to give us the kind of performance that they are giving us today. And as a result of that performance, you see that we are producing more electricity than we are consuming. Just to give you in numbers terms, when we unveiled the energy action plan, we had reached levels of the performance of the fleet at about 48%, what you would call the EAF. And now as I speak to you, we are sitting at just above 70%, and we are maintaining that consistently. And as a result of generating more than what we need, it simply meant that we are now in a position to sell more and more electricity. So we are in the business of selling electricity in order to make money. So the more you are able to have products on the shelf, in this instance is electricity, and the customers coming in their numbers to buy off the shelves, it means that you are going to increase your revenue. So that's the second part in relation to, I think, the performance then led us to ensure that we sell more and more electricity. And then the third part is that we're able to bring down the primary cost of generation, or if you like, primary energy. Because we are producing more and more electricity, it means that we don't rely on very expensive energy sources like diesel, and you'd have seen that we are better off compared to about the past 2 years, about 17 billion rands, and that goes direct to the bottom line. And what the team has also done was to introduce efficiencies across the Eskom, if you like, various areas of Eskom. So all of those things, I mean, if you like, they're structural, and that's why I'm confident that we will be in a position to maintain this part. And maybe just to say the following, in addition to what Comrade Zuko was raising. So what we are beginning to see now is that our neighboring countries also are beginning to experience a surge in demand. And you know that South Africa, electricity demand that is, and you know that South Africa is the anchor of the region. So what that means is that it provides additional scope for Eskom to export this electricity to neighboring countries. Of course, we earn a premium when we export to the various countries. So the point I'm making is that there are areas of constraints in relation to revenue generation, and that has to do with the fact that the municipalities are finding it difficult to keep up to their current accounts. And you can see the money owed to Eskom is about 100 billion rand. So we're opening new avenues for revenue generation. And then the things that are going to be different going forward, first is that we're working with municipalities to ensure that we reduce the debt to Eskom. As we reduce that debt, it's going to go straight to the bottom line. So if we are able to theoretically bring down, if you like, the debt by municipalities to Eskom by 30 billion rand, that goes straight to the bottom line. So that's the point I'm making, is that we are going to see that this picture, in fact, is going to look much rosier than what we had seen. I mean, just put it into context. The immediate past financial year, we registered a loss of 55 billion. Current year, a profit after tax of 16 billion. So it's a turnaround of 71 billion. So this can be done. And then the last point I want to make is what is going to come out, and the statement, I'm sure, after the deliberation will say something along these lines. We are generating more than what we need. And that on its own can be a threat to the grid. Remember when I was briefing the country, if your deficit is huge, so you are going to undermine the frequency of the grid. If you have excess generation, you can undermine the frequency of the grid. So what that means is that we are able to have a better and productive engagement with those sectors of the economy that are the big guzzlers of electricity. So we have something, so that's why we are at an advanced stage with the ferrochrome industry to say we can use this lever to ensure that, one, the smelters don't close, and two, those that have closed must open, because I think if those that are closed can open tomorrow, I think it's upwards of 2,000 megawatts. But what is important is what is going to go to the National Revenue Fund, the taxation that we are going to earn as a result of that beneficiation. Just to give you a sense, when we export chrome ore in its raw form, it fetches about $150 per ton. If we were to do the value addition, that is smelting, and that, it gives us $1,150 per ton. So it means that Comrade Enoch is able to collect much greater or much more, and then that money can be reallocated. So we are going to use this additional excess capacity and see how we are able to advance our national interest, how we are able to advance economic growth. And as Comrade Zuko has said, I think there's a template that has been designed on the Eskom side, and I think that template can be exported to other sectors of the economy, not only the network industries, but we have seen that the first people to move along the lines of Eskom is Comrade Barbara, the transport sector. You can see the kind of reforms that are there. And we think that the given time is going to yield almost similar results as we are seeing in Eskom. So once you get the electricity and the logistic going, you have resolved your, if you like, the structural constraint, and then the South African economy will have a greater prospects of growing. We have targeted the growth of about 3% plus. Of course, you can argue it's over-ambitious. That's the nature of this planning. So we know what are the levers to pull for us to get to that stage. And that's what Comrade Zuko, on behalf of the ETC, will present to the NEC. NEC will have a deliberation on that and come with the action plan to be able to get the South African economy going.